Namaste, and welcome to a little delayed weekly energy forecast with me here. We have just celebrated Pentecost here in Denmark, and it is an actual celebration and holiday here. We had the Pentecost Whitsunday on Sunday, and we also had Monday off. So yesterday completely off, just relaxing and enjoying the time together as a family. The week has, of course, already started, and it has already proven to me what it wants to share with us this week. It's very much about, one, what are you ashamed of? It connects to guilt and shame. It also connects to embarrassment. And I would like to take you back to the past couple of energy forecasts where the Queen of Discs / Pentacles has come up. And she's talking about how we relate to our bodies, how we connect with healing potential or possibilities, how we take care of this vessel that we journey around with and in. It is very much coming up this week. We have to be consistent with how we treat ourselves, how we take good care of ourselves. So it also connects to the care instinct that is very much a human thing. However, some of us, including myself, unfortunately, it has been about the opposite. So the neglect of self, the neglect of the physicality. So we're also going to be looking into the numerology of the day today. And I was like, I wonder why I wasn't meant to do it on Sunday or Monday. Why is it today? Of course, I had to go through my own stuff and really feel it on my own body and my emotional body and my mental body so I could bring this out. That's often how it works for me. I'm introduced to the energy and then I can share it. I would also like to go into, today is the 26th of May. The number 26 is a serious, evolving number, but it also underlines success, celebrity status, how you can show up in the world as everything you are with your skills, with your talents, with your divine gifts, and how you can present that uniqueness. On Wednesday, in my FeminaFlourish lounge, which is a group I have for women on Facebook, and you're more than welcome to join. We would love to have you. What came up for that live was that the question of how do we perceive our skills and our talents. It's a lot easier to connect to a talent if it's already prestigious, such as, for instance, in sports, right? Or being a famous actor or actress or a singer or musician, something like that, artist of some sort, because it's prestigious. But what do we do? Like all the rest of us who are not skilled in sports or acting or music like that. What do we do? What about our gifts? What about our skills? That might not be known as a prestigious branch in the world. How do we own the talent, the gift that God has given us, and still pass it on into the world and connect with other people? How do we see it as a gift, the gift it actually is? So that's also still in the energy of this week. We're also very close to closing the energy of May, entering the energy of June. And that means that there's an extra push energetically for the month of May to be dealt with. Like what we haven't dealt with, we're being pushed, nudged to get it done. So we're going to feel an extra intense energy this week, as in get up, stand up for yourself, for your gifts, for whatever it is that's your talent, whatever it is with your health. that also, and remember this, connects to guilt, shame, embarrassment. So all of that goes hand in hand. How can we deal with that? How can we, instead of feeling guilty that we're not living up to our full potential, maybe, well, start living up to it. Start doing something, even if it's small steps, do it. If it's about shame, confront yourself with it. Lean into that shame and ask yourself, what is that about? What does it want from me? And that also connects to embarrassment. Like, what can we do to get out of that feeling? Because it's such a negative one, and it actually depresses us. It maybe even regresses us. And we have to consider how we can grow, expand, and be more of what we're meant to be. The soul wants to come through now. It wants us to reduce the negative ego construct that's holding us back and telling us that you're guilty of this and you should be ashamed of yourself and you are an embarrassment, right? All of that aside, let the soul come through. And that's like one of the reasons why that I had to wait till today, because we have 26 and it says you all have something significant. We all have something significant. We all have something unique to present to the world. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. But it's up to us to allow that potential to come out and be what it wants to be. So, the numerology of the day. Let's dive into that before we go into the cards. Also, right now I feel guided to share a very special experience with you, which I will in a bit. But let's go into the numerology. So we have the 26th in the 5th month in the 10th universal year. So 2026, 2 plus 0 is 2, plus 2, 4, plus 6 equals 10. We're in the year of the Wheel of Fortune, or Destiny's Wheel, and the Magician, number 1. But we also have that little energy of the 0, the Fool. In total, this year is all about starting a new cycle, completing another, like first completion, then a new beginning. But we might also see that, hey, the new beginning is here, so now you need to let go of the old. When we add the numbers for today, which is the date of the day, the date of the number of the month, and the number of the year, we have an 8. 26 reduces to 8, plus 5, which is 13. In the 10th universal year, that is a 33. 23. The 23, I would like to remind you, is the number on, or was, the number on Michael Jordan's t-shirt when he played for the Chicago Bulls. That number talks about when you are disciplined, when you put in the effort, you will succeed. But 23 does not exist in the tarot, so we reduce it. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. The number 5 is the Hierophant. It is the mentor. It is the masculine energy that brings stuff together, that unites, that knows, like, this is how we work with this. This is the tool for that. It is also that which is the teacher, like not only mentor, but also life teaching us a lesson, life teaching us how to be successful, because we have to connect it to the energy of the 23. How can we come out there, be everything that we are? So listen to the guidance, listen to the energy that comes to you. And it doesn't have to be from angels or ascended masters or anything of the sort. Because when it comes to that, every living being, everything that is alive on this planet is of God. And the universe and the divine will speak through everything you see. So it's up to you to reach for the gift, to respond to it, to reflect upon it. And I would like to share a way to do that. Whatever attracts your attention wants to tell you something. And don't look it up in a dictionary, like, what does grass mean or what does a sunflower mean? No. Connect with your emotions. What does it feel like? in that very moment that you see that specific thing or that person or that job, whatever it is, what does it tell you about you? Emotionally, what does it feel like? What does it want to amplify that you already have within? Allow it. Allow it to be present with you. Feel into it. The spiritual body is a very, very strong contendant in your life, but the emotional body carries so much more than the mental structure, which we often relate more to than not. And your brain is really not that smart. Your body will store traumas. It will remember everything it has ever been exposed to. But if you don't know, like, what's going on in your body because you don't allow yourself to feel, the most important thing to learn, to be taught by the Pope or the Hierophant, especially this week, is what's being shown to you. What does it feel like? I personally went through a roller coaster yesterday with physical stuff that I have neglected, and my body has tried to tell me that, and my psyche through my dreams, my soul spoke to me in my dream, which it always does, by the way, to tell me that there was a part of my health, a part of my physicality that I was neglecting. Goodness, was I embarrassed and ashamed about even just acknowledging that for myself, but also to open up and talk to my husband about it. Like, I actually have an issue, and it's such an embarrassment for me, but it's come up now, and with such an emphasis and amplification that I cannot overhear it anymore. And instead of being confirmed in my embarrassment, I was held, loved, supported to get things done. Quite a surprise, but it connected to a neglect that I experienced in my upbringing, which actually made me neglect myself in this specific area of my life. All the while, I've been focusing on getting more energy in my body. I'm going through perimenopause since I'm 47. A lot of new stuff is happening in my body that I have to adjust to and learn about and deal with in the best possible way. So I make sure that I get all the right nutrients, vitamins, minerals, all of that. And yet I had been so focused on that and my body structure and what I could do to strengthen it and make sure that I'm not going to suffer from osteoporosis later on because of menopause, all of that I neglected a very important part of myself that is now being taken care of. So I want to share with you this very personal experience for me, because you might need to be open about some stuff that's going on in your life as well, where you have neglected yourself. And you might be surprised as to how people that you open up to will be there for you, support you, and help you as much as they possibly can. Then, to the experience I had, I believe it was Saturday. It's almost like the days are just, I'm living a very fluid life, so one day kind of takes the other. I do believe it was Saturday morning. I was in the shower, and as I was washing my hair, all of a sudden I felt that my hair turned into snakes. And I was like, that's interesting. Why is that? What does that connect with? And what I heard was Pallas Athena. And yet, Athena is not the Greek goddess with snake hair. That's Medusa. And yet I kept hearing how Athena is connected to that. So I had to look into what that meant. And each month I do a goddess workshop in FeminaFlourish Lounge. Again, you're more than welcome to join. It's completely free. And these goddess energies show up so we can learn from them through reflection. How do we respond to the energy? It wasn't a very pleasant experience to feel that my hair was made out of snakes. And yet Athena kept showing up. It happens so that my husband is specialized, I want to say, in mythologies, and my daughter is especially also in Greek mythology. So I had to go and connect those two and say, tell me, what is this about? Because I had this experience. Can you enlighten me, please? And how Athena is connected to that is that, well, there are different stories, but what I need to talk about here is that Athena is on the shield, like Medusa's shield. She has like her head on it, so it's a protective energy. It is how we can go about life in a protected fashion, how we are protected from the world around us. And I will go much deeper and into details in the Goddess Workshop. So all of this has to be connected to the energy of last week and the week now. How do we protect ourselves? Which again connects to a physical change. Because Medusa had hair and was a very beautiful woman. And then her hair was turned into snakes. Either as revenge or as protection. So we need to look at how do we change, how do we transform, either as a revenge or as a protection. In this case, I saw the shield, it's a protection, right? For me it was. It's almost like I want to connect it with what I mentioned about how I neglected myself in a certain aspect of my physical health because I focused on what was apparently more apparent to me, but not less worthy of my attention. So it's like, how do we treat ourselves? Have you ever met people who work out every day, like 2 hours every day, and ask if they're doing it for health or actually because they are revenging against themselves, torturing themselves for not being perfect, not being good enough? So how we treat ourselves, how we treat our body has to be looked at in that way. Are we doing it to keep ourselves healthy, as in longevity, in health, like protecting ourselves and our health? Or are we doing it simply out of revenge? Like, I hate myself, I need to change because I'm not good enough. Because then we need to look into that and start that magical change ASAP. Right? With that said, let's dive into the cards and see what they have to share with us for this coming week. I like to use the Journey of Love deck here. It's by Alana Fairchild. I like to use that because we always need more love. And it is called the Journey of Love deck. And we always need to focus on love, bring more love into our lives, and give more love. So I like to focus on that. And then I have my absolute favorite deck of all times, the Thoth Tarot, the Mirror of the Soul deck. So without further ado, let's dive into the Journey of Love. One oracle card would be nice for the overall energy of the coming week with the focus on love. What do we have in store for this coming week? Okay, one card that flipped over is right here. Distant Shores. Look at that beautiful, beautiful card. I like all the purple and the green. And the light that comes out of it. It's like green is heart chakra energy. The purple connects to both like the third eye and the crown chakra mixed. It's almost like raise yourself up from the heart, invite the Holy Spirit in. We just had Pentecost, which is all about the coming of the Holy Spirit into humanity to connect with us, to guide us, and for us to understand each other internationally, globally, worldwide. How do we connect without the verbal tongue of different languages? We can connect through energy fields, We can connect through body language even. Those are languages that are quite international. They don't differ, right? Okay, number 18. Distant shores. And it says, your soul is yearning for more. The divine is all, and there are no limits to what can be experienced by the soul. The soul is so hungry for divine reunion that it will seek out whatever is needed to get there, even if that means journeying to stranger or exotic shores for expanded experience. You may be feeling this soul impulse as an urge to travel, to try something new, to let go of the limitations of your mind in how you see your current life, and to begin to see the new in what was once familiar. The art of the passionate soul is to be able to see that which is new and fresh, even in what is known, though sometimes we can use the help of a fresh vista to inspire the mind to open and the heart to be ready to receive more. It is time for you to reach for the distant shores that are calling to you now, beloved. Don't pack your bags with too much, though. You'll travel light and easy with less baggage, and you'll need plenty of space to receive that which is new. This oracle brings you a message. You will benefit greatly from travel right now. You may travel through the mind, reading journals, or far away lands or times, or watch a film that transports you. Moving your body to a different place is another way. Bringing fresh energy by unplugging you for a short time from what you know, to plug you into a different circuit so that you may receive different energy. When the opportunity to travel arises for you soon, whether it be a jaunt far away or a day in a different place, take it. Don't worry if it doesn't seem practical. The divine is so much more important, intelligent, and capable of genius than what mere logic would have us believe. And the poem says, I waited for dawn, not wanting to go, but knowing I soon would have to leave. I waited for the first light, listening, joining with you on each breath and each exhale. I watched as morning came and you gently stirred, knowing our love was not measured in time, not the minutes that quickly passed, or the hours as departure approached. How I wanted to linger, how I wanted to tell you that this moment would last forever and whisper one more time, I love you. And then you held me and said it first, and goodbye no longer mattered. How do we interpret that? How do we understand the distant shores that are calling for us now? Well, in simple terms, it is about allowing whatever offers to be done. So even if it is going for a walk, connecting with a new person in a new place, say yes. It is also about movement. And what is movement? We talk about emotions, right? That means to be in motion. It's the opposite of stagnation. And sometimes moving ourselves physically will create a lot of new. And you probably know this, like from when you travel, you go to another country, another culture, and you feel differently. You might be feeling more free. I know I do when I travel. I feel free and open-minded and curious to experience all the new. But it can also be to experience yourself anew, to do something that you are not used to doing, to allow a new experience in your own life. Whatever moves you, let it move you. It's number 18. Number 18 connects to the moon in the major arcana. The moon is about transcendence, ascension, and it's about seeing things in a different light, a new light maybe. Whereas during daytime, the sun will light up, or the light, even if the sun is behind the clouds, you still have sunlight, daylight, and you will see things in one way. And during the night, you'll see it in a different way. One thing, for instance, is colors. We need the sun to shine, to reflect, or for everything that's on the earth to reflect their light, their color. In the night, everything looks dark. Even if the moon hits it, you're not going to see that the grass is green, for instance. It's just going to look dark. So it allows us a softer gaze, a gentler light on that which we are used to seeing. So it's a subtle and mild energy that's going to move us. So you might receive an invitation and you question whether you want to go or not. Say yes. Right? Clear. Let's dive into the tarot now and let's see what it has that it wants to talk about. Beautiful. It already flipped one card. I enjoy having the cards speak for themselves. That was a jumper. High energy on that one, and it is also a high energy card. So interesting. And one more. Yes. I'm just going to set off these 3 cards. I felt that it was time to stop. And we're going to be looking at first the bottom of the deck, that which is hidden, that which is underneath, but the foundation of the energy of the week. And we get the Emperor here. The Emperor is number 4 in the major arcana. It's a highly masculine energy. He's the leader. He's the one in front. He is the one who knows his people. He's the father. He's the son. He's the grandparent. He's the mentor. And he's especially one that he can be a bit square, like he can be conservative, but it is for our protection. So again, a more subtle energy, for instance, connected to the Distant Shores card, that there might be a male showing up that changes stuff for you. There might be a mentor, a new leader at work. Maybe you will be the new leader at work, or you will lead yourself in a new direction. But the masculine energy in the number 4 is amplified in the first card that came out, which is the 4 of Swords. It's called Truce. What I love about this card is that it has this beautiful purple flower in the center. And here you see how all the swords, that which you usually use for fighting, now goes to the, like, focus on the core, focus on the seed, focus on everything that's right here, everything that's hard lead. And also notice how it holds the same colors as the Distant Shores card. So we have the green, which you see up here, and we have the purple, right? Like I was talking about before with the Distant Shores card, it's almost like we're being called to move from the heart up. So the upper chakras. And here, this card has a background that is chaotic, like somewhat chaotic. It's also this webbing, all of this that's happening energetically. Focus yourself. What I like is that it's called Truce. So when I was talking about if you are tending to your body out of revenge, like you're revenging yourself on your body, or if it's care and protection, here it says, find truce. Don't seek revenge. Find truce. Be at peace with yourself. And maybe truce is the way to go into peace. First, find truce, then find peace. Connect with your heart, connect with your third eye and your crown chakra, and allow it to speak to you. Right? And the next card is the Prince of Wands here. The Prince of Wands, he has, just look at that fiery energy. And his wagon or his chariot is being pulled by Leo, the sign of Leo, or the lion. It knows its direction. It has focus. He knows exactly where he's going, but he's open, he's vulnerable, he's sharing himself with the world, and he does it with passion. It can also be like falling in love. And how I connected to this beautiful card right here, just pay attention to the colors, right? There's a fiery energy, there's an energy that wants to move us. And it wants to move us in terms of passion, and having the focus on passion. We also get the focus in this card, like focus. Leo is ruled by the sun. The sun is also like, we see it as yellow. We see it as this very warm, resourceful energy, the star that makes everything blossom. That does, so I can sit in a top because it's nice and warm in Denmark now. So it's that energy which brings life. And the reason that he also symbolizes being in love, feeling love, is again that is what drives us. I think it's one of the most important things in our life, that which drives us. And here, connected to the Emperor, take leadership for yourself. Learn to be disciplined or learn a new discipline. Let your talents come out and be focused on that potential that you hold. Let it come out and work for you and for others. And it is that which is your passion. It is also something that you love. You cannot help but love a passion. That's why it's passion, right? And it comes from the heart, it comes from the soul, and wants to come out now. The last card in the spread is the Lovers. So, it could very well be that some of you will fall in love this week. And it's so interesting because I fell in love with my husband all over again. Like on Sunday when he arrived to church with my daughter. I'm a church singer, so I was there already, and he arrived and he looked amazing. Like, wow, that's my husband. I was like, wow, he's so good looking. And yesterday, looking at him working in the garden, I just wanted to touch him all the time and be close to him, be near him. So for me, it also shows that, yes, there's a renewal of love. There's a how we move together, how we are in motion, like emotionally connected, and how when we allow the motion towards each other, how that amplifies both the focus on our connection, but also the focus on our passion, our love, where we want to go. So the Lovers not only symbolizes the love between two people, it symbolizes the connection that we have to other people, our relationships. And it talks about inner union and outer union. Like, who are we uniting with? And connecting it to distant shores, there might be international, global connections that you have yet to explore. It can also be that you are being called to travel, maybe visit someone that you have been thinking about visiting, or allowing them, inviting them to come see you. There's a call for connectedness, for relationships, and for someone, and in particular, the masculine, to take leadership on that and take on that role. Not for the female to be the one to take action towards a male, for instance, but allow him to come and find peace with that. Because we do have a lot of masculine energy on the table in form of these two, the Emperor and the Prince of Discs. So both are highly passionate, engaged, committed, masculine energies. The Emperor is Aries, ruled by Mars, also fire, So we have Aries and we have Leo. So two signs that are highly energetical. And it's almost like we're being helped by the sign of Leo with passion, fiery energy, and by Aries with discipline, and maybe also just a pinch of stubbornness, like don't give up, resilience, continue, even if it looks hard, keep going, focus, don't hate yourself, and don't fear anything. Find truce, enter peace, and allow yourself to experience yourself through the reflection of relationships. What are they telling you about you? What are they telling you about your passion? What are they telling you about how you're disciplined, how you take leadership of your own life / responsibility? How you create your own dominion, like your own world, the place where you're safe, the place where you're protected. It's also, all of this together is very much about collaboration. So we have the number 4 in the Emperor. We have the number 4 in the Four of Swords. That's 8. And then we have the number 6 from the Lovers. 8 plus 6 equals 14. That also talks about union. It talks about chemistry. It talks about people coming together with the right doses of each, so the right mix. It talks about finding balance. With the 14 reduced, guess what? We get an emphasis on the number 5. 1 plus 4 equals 5, which is also the total number of today, the Hierophant. We are getting serious help overall from a masculine energy. It is this energy that is here to teach us and guide us. It can also be that you get it from the Holy Spirit, the guide that guides you to your soul with consistent passion, with resilience. So take responsibility to not or no longer be harsh with yourself. Treat yourself with kindness. Find truth within. Find that focus on that which you really are, which is soul, what it wants to convey. Your soul is your driver. And when you can allow yourself to really let the soul come through, love and passion coexists, and they become the driving force, the motivation, the inspiration, that which leads you into union, into togetherness, into relationship. For instance, if we choose with our ego construct that holds all of the trauma and all of the complexes that came from those traumas, and we try to find a person to connect with as a partner, the risk is that you're going to find someone that is a match to your traumas. That can be a good thing, as in a healing process. But the more important thing is that you find the match to your soul. A divine counterpart, a soulmate, that you can connect with at a much higher and deeper level. And I'm not saying that the soul won't guide you into a healing of old traumas. I know for me that has been a fact. But I also know that I am with my divine counterpart, completely led by soul and the Holy Spirit. It is about how we allow ourselves. And when I look at my own past, the choices I made, yes, led me to healing. And I might not have been able to ever connect with my husband if I hadn't gone through that. I do believe that. I don't believe in coincidences. But I do believe that the more we allow soul through, we can fasten up the process a bit. I was a slow learner, I have to admit that. But once it was there, it was definitely there. So, my prediction is that this week we might see people falling in love, connecting, and maybe also from distant shores. that, again, for me, my husband is from California. I'm from Denmark. And we met. I was guided to do what I did, and there he was. It was work related. I have worked with this group of women for years, and everyone was interested in knowing, how do men spiritually evolve, or how do they do personal development versus how women do it? Because we don't really know what men think and how men think. So we were curious as women to know, what happens inside these men? So I reached out to different men worldwide asking if I could do interviews with them based on the work that they were already doing themselves and sharing on Facebook. That was how I met my husband. And as soon as I had done the interview with him, I forgot all the other ones. Quite embarrassing, actually, when they reached out and said, weren't we supposed to have an interview today? I was like, sorry, I forgot. So I know for a fact that I was led to do what I did to meet my husband. And then after that, nothing else mattered. And we started to collaborate, which was very fun, right? And we're working on arranging for a collaboration again. And that's kind of the energy I'm getting for you. All of you ladies, allow the man to lead. But lead yourself with responsibility for what you are finding yourself in the present moment. Don't worry too much about the future. Just let it happen. The more you can be present today, the more you take responsibility for yourself today, tomorrow is going to be better or always good. Even if we meet challenges, we know we can trust ourselves in that process. And when we can trust ourselves, it becomes a whole lot easier to find that special one that's calling our name with the heart. Let those be the final words for the energy forecast this week. Remember that you can always connect with me through my website, elizabethwalker.dk, since I am Danish and live in Denmark. And you can find me on Facebook. You can find it as FeminaFlourish Lounge. You can also find that under community on my website. And you are more than welcome to join. It is for women only. And I do goddess workshops and meditations and stuff like that there. And it does not cost you a thing. All free. And if you want to work with me, you can look at my services on my website as well. Always more than welcome. I would love to have you and help you as much as possible. Enjoy your week. And to begin with, your day. A beautiful day. Namaste.